Ma'am, step out of the vehicle. Now!
Officer, this is my car. This is my home. Please check my ID.
You're being detained for vehicle theft.
I am Judge Patricia Williams, a federal judge.
Turn around. Hands behind your back.
Please verify my identity.
Stop resisting.
Everything is being recorded.
Her years of experience in the courtroom had taught her the importance of maintaining composure even in the most challenging situations. She knew that her behavior in this moment could mean the difference between a simple misunderstanding and something much more serious. She stepped out of her car slowly, keeping her hands visible at all times. She calmly repeated that this was her vehicle and her home, and asked Officer Thompson to verify the license plate number against whatever stolen car report he claimed to be investigating. This reasonable request seemed to anger him even more. He told her to put her hands behind her back and began reaching for his handcuffs. Judge Williams asked what crime she was being arrested for. Officer Thompson's answer would later become a key piece of evidence in the federal lawsuit that followed. He told her she was being arrested for vehicle theft and resisting arrest, even though she had been completely cooperative throughout the entire encounter. As he placed the handcuffs on her wrists, she calmly stated her name, her position as a federal judge, and requested that he verify her identity before proceeding. Officer Thompson either didn't hear her or chose to ignore what she was saying. He guided her to the back of his patrol car while she continued to explain who she was and asked him to check her credentials. Her briefcase remained on the ground next to her Mercedes, containing court documents that would have immediately verified her identity. Her judicial identification card was in her purse, which was still inside her car. As she sat in the back of the patrol car, Judge Williams remained remarkably composed. She had spent her career dealing with law enforcement officers, both good and bad. She understood the system better than most people, and she knew that this situation was spiraling out of control based on assumptions and prejudices rather than facts. What she didn't know yet was that several of her neighbors had witnessed the entire encounter and were already making phone calls. Mrs. Eleanor Davis, who lived directly across the street, had been watering her garden when she saw the police car pull up behind Judge Williams's Mercedes. She watched the entire interaction unfold and immediately knew something was wrong. She had lived in the neighborhood for over 20 years and had watched Judge Williams move in 3 years earlier. She knew exactly who her neighbor was and what she did for a living. Mrs. Davis called her husband, who was a retired attorney, and described what she was witnessing. He told her to start recording everything she could see and to call the police department immediately to report what appeared to be a case of mistaken identity. By the time Mrs. Davis reached for her phone to start recording, Judge Williams was already in the back of the patrol car. Another neighbor, James Mitchell, was walking his dog when he saw the commotion. He recognized Judge Williams immediately because his own brother had appeared before her in court 2 years earlier in a civil matter. He approached the scene cautiously and tried to explain to Officer Thompson that he had made a mistake, that the woman he had arrested was a federal judge who lived in the house right there. Officer Thompson told Mr. Mitchell to step back and mind his own business. He said he had a stolen vehicle report and was following proper procedure. When Mr. Mitchell persisted, explaining that he personally knew the woman in the patrol car was Judge Williams, Officer Thompson threatened to arrest him for interfering with a police investigation. Quick question for you watching. Have you ever witnessed something like this happening in your community? Type yes in the comments if you have. The situation was about to get much worse before it got better. Officer Thompson radioed for backup, claiming he had arrested a suspect in a vehicle theft case who was now claiming to be a federal judge. His tone suggested he thought this was some kind of elaborate ruse. Within minutes, 2 additional patrol cars arrived on the scene, their red and blue lights flashing and creating a spectacle that drew even more neighbors outside to see what was happening.